right, hey everybody, PJ Riley, Competition Archery Media, out down here at Fort Benning at the Shibuya Pro-Am, Mathews Shot of the Week. Tim Gillingham, who just had himself a day where you said, Tim, your best round ever as a senior known pro.
Absolutely, yeah, it was my best round ever. It's kind of funny, really, because I was not shooting well and didn't really have any confidence coming out. 20 minutes before we stopped, I stopped, shot an animal target because I just still, I'm not aiming good, wasn't doing, nothing was flowing, you know, and I shot pretty good at the house, but I've made a lot of changes, lengthened out my release when I got here, but I told myself, this is what you got to go deal with it. So just make sure you're visualizing the shot, make sure you're not getting in your own head, make sure and I got off to a good start. I hit 4 out of the first 5, and that's usually what I need for a good round is some momentum.
You were talking about that. Tell me about that.
I shot 1.8. I was forced into shooting a lower, and then I kind of probably let it get in my head. And because I'm not aiming overly good, and that makes it a little more difficult. But towards the end there, I really got in the flow. I think I hit 5 in a row. So
the momentum works for you just like your mental game, or you just feel stronger when you're shooting?
You know, I shoot a pattern shot, so sight picture fires a shot, so I can move as long as the movement isn't real fast and jerky, you know, and that's kind of what I was experiencing. You know, I've shot good rounds, but usually when I'm shooting good, that's the best round I've ever shot, you know, when I wasn't necessarily what I feel like shooting well, so.
Yeah. Plus 28, we should mention? 28
No, I was crazy good.
Well, all right, Tim, we got a good target down here, one that I know that you really liked because you commented on it a couple times. Let's go check it out.
It's just dark.
All right, Tim, so we got the Russian boar down there. That is the Russian boar, right? The other one's the wild boar.
No,
This is the Russian.
We call him the red pig.
And the distance, you probably ranged it already.
I shot him once earlier, but 47.2, Bushnell certified. Maybe
47.2. I got 46.9. Close enough for government work. But it is a dark target. The sun is kind of straight overhead, so all we see is black. We got the umbrella, which is cool because I see you guys use them. I've never talked to anybody about the umbrella.
Yeah,
What's it doing for you?
So we started over here on this side, and the sun's coming out at your back, which shines on the target, so it makes it a lot easier because you can see a lot of the lines that way.
Right.
And then we get over here and the sun's like in your face and in your eye, and I had this eye surgery, so it makes it even worse. You tend to start having silhouettes to shoot at a lot more, so it's a lot more difficult to pick detail out, and so you're shooting a much more of a silhouette shot. So, you know, that comes into play. You know, I definitely did not think I would shoot as high a score on this side, and I did.
Yeah.
But,
so the umbrella does what?
So the umbrella is just going to block the glare coming off your lens, any reflective nature that you get looking here. Like we shoot London, Kentucky, it's really bad because we're out in the open looking into the shade, and you get a lot of reflection in your scope. So, you know, typically I'll drop down in power so that I can actually see the top and the bottom of the animal, so that I can do more of a segment. And I'll give you an example on this particular target. If you look at it, if you were to draw a line straight up behind the leg and go center of the body, you're 1 yard below the upper 12. So that's the way I shoot it. I'll aim center of the body, out a yard,
and
I can shoot it because I can silhouette shoot that thing very precisely that way.
Okay.
So you have to think about it kind of that way too.
Yeah. So that's your. For me, I'm coming up.
Because I probably won't even be able to see that core line.
Yeah, I know I won't be able to.
It's possible. With an umbrella, it takes a little bit of that glare off, so I might be able to make out the core line.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, Tim, we got to figure out who shoots first here. I don't have a coin on me. I don't know what I have.
I'm a professional.
So we can flip.
I have a coin too.
You do?
I'll guarantee you. Maybe not. I dumped it on the counter last night, I guess. No, I don't.
Here we go. We got a lens cap.
Yeah, we did that last time, didn't we?
I think we did.
Yeah.
All right. Cannon is heads.
You got.
That's tails.
Tape is heads. Okay.
Tape is heads.
Flip it high.
You call it. Here it goes.
Heads.
Tails it is. I think I want to shoot second. Normally I say I'll shoot first, but I don't know if...
I believe in...
Oh, he's got... So Tim has
them are shiny.
The bushing I might be able to see.
You will be able to see it.
All right, let me get out of your way, and we'll see how it goes. You direct me on where to hold the umbrella.
The problem with shooting second is you're shooting scared. Because I just need that.
I'd be scared shooting first too. All right. So what side would I be on? This side?
Probably. All right. So I'm going to call the upper 12.
Upper 12. So Tim, before you shoot that though, I always wanted to ask, so your 4 stabilizer setup, very unique. You're the only one who does it. What does it do for you?
Yeah, everybody else has moments of inertia. I have days of inertia. You know what a stabilizer does is it limits the motion in the middle here, right? It allows you, moments of inertia are simply how much force it takes to move that, right? And so this bow, I noticed, was just jagging out to the left when I was shooting indoor.
Yeah.
And so I won Lancaster the first year, 2 or 3 years ago with the quad bar, so I tried to break it out and try it again. And I like it. Slows the motion down.
Slows the motion down. All right. Good enough. All right, direct.
All right, we're going to upper 12. That is not going to be fun, but... Oh, you were in trouble. Oh, I missed the 12. Here's an opening.
There's an opening.
I thought it was there. Man, you can't see nothing.
No.
Now you can see a shiny bushing.
I see it a little bit.
Oh, come on.
I mean, through this I see it.
You have a massive advantage.
Massive.
See what them Chinese arrows will do.
All right, let me make double check here.
And I marked that upper good. And look at you all.
Now.
Got all the expensive stuff.
Can't use any of it. There's 45. 6.
You need some readers?
I have readers.
They work better than that.
Well, this I can really dial it in.
Yeah.
But the readers, I wouldn't have to do that. But all right, we got her set.
All right.
All right.
It's redemption time.
Here we go.
Or not.
Or not. We're going to find out.
Upper or lower?
Man, you donutted the IBO.
Not really.
You don't think?
No.
Whatever I'm
about
looking
this
at.
far off the 12. At about 5 o'clock.
Man, then I don't know what I'm looking at, but
the knock is
in a good spot.
You don't want to hit that knock though, because it will blanch you a mile. So I'd be very scared aiming at it.
Well, then I'll try to go underneath you.
What are you trying to hit? The lower?
The lower.
All right.
I mean, underneath your knock where it is.
That's right there. That's the hardest lower to ever hit.
Well, we're going to find out.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
What was
That's 2 times in a row.
Hold on.
No?
That's on there. That should not have gone there.
Well, you know. It's not a bowfinger, so.
That is low.
Yeah,
well,
about time you change arrows, isn't it?
I need to do something to get I don't know where that speed went.
You can lead a horse to water, but...
I was all the way up on your knock, and that thing was sitting right there when that broke.
I don't know what to tell you.
It's right. 40, 47, 45, 46, 47. All right, well, let's go down there and check it out, Tim. That was not what I was expecting. All right, Tim, there it is. You got the center 10, and I drifted down into that 8.
Oh, that was a pretty tough target, 47.5 yards. You know, when I was looking through my scope, all I could really see was this. But one of the problems with the 7-power is if you get low lighting is you can't see this and this, so you have no way of knowing where you're at left and right. So like when I shoot IBO, we can't see any of the detail hardly. So I'll drop down to a 5-power simply because I can now see the top and the bottom of the animal so that I can kind of get a cross section and then work off of that cross section as to where I'm aiming. So that's an extremely difficult shot. I could see this, but I couldn't really tell where I was at left or right. And so when you're in that situation in the field, you really shouldn't be too gung-ho at that kind of distance. I did hit this one in competition earlier. I can't remember if I think there was an arrow a little bit closer to it, but it was like probably, if I had to shoot it 10 times, I'd probably hit it 20%.
So explain this though, Tim, because I hadn't known that. So I was aiming at the back of your knock right there. I could see it, but I had mentioned to you that I typically see 2 pins, and I shoot green fiber. I have to blink to get one of them to go away. I don't always remember to do that, but you said I should be doing what?
Most people's eyes will see the spectrum of blue better, and when you get to 45 years old, it starts to get real dicey as to how you can improve that. And really the only thing you can do to improve your pin, what you see as your pin, is to shrink the peephole size, which is detrimental for 3D, you know, or drop your clarifier down. So you drop your power and your clarifier down. So, you know, when I turned 50 years old, I was having some serious problems, and Art Brown and Carl Atkins, who were a couple of top senior pros at the time, had both had this lens transplant surgery. And so, like most things in life, I jumped in face first, and it was a win. It really was. It's pretty amazing how well I could see my pin, because I now have a ring in my eye that focuses at 18 inches and 30 inches. So that 30-inch focus really allows me to see my pin just extremely well. Better than I've ever seen in my entire life. So it's a little glary in the sun, but that's about the only negative.
But I'm not getting eye surgery, and you said I'd probably do better with blue. That
blue, yeah.
You would see, you said you saw 2 greens
blue,
too.
Blue, and you might even try, like, as you go up in clarifier size, when you get past a 1.5 to a 2, you might want to go up in your actual fiber size, because you will hold the body of it better. And I will color the fiber black, and then I chop it off sharp, and then I take a lighter to it. So then I end up with a black ring around the actual blue. And that kind of tends to knock the edges off of it a little bit. Okay. But yeah, there's just not a lot you can do at a certain age, you know.
It is interesting that I see the 2, and usually I know it, and if I blink several times, it goes to 1.
Yeah. Well, if you're young and you want to stave this off, I talked to George Dixon several years ago, and he said, you know, he's 65 years old and still sees perfectly because he does eye exercises all the time. And there are eye exercises that you can do to exercise the muscles in your eye. You need to probably go see an eye therapist. I went to see one for a while, and it just gets too expensive more than anything. Yeah. And they teach you these exercises that you can work the muscles in your eye, and you can kind of stave that off a little bit. So probably a good habit to get in, actually.
Gotcha. All right, Tim. Hey, this is one of the reasons I always like to do anything involving you, because you have this technical. You think about things that I would have never even thought to think about.
Well, I've been in it for 42 years, and in my mind, you know, if I have any talent in the sport or in life in general, really, it's just the ability to, like, never be satisfied with what I'm doing and always trying to find, you know, better and improved ways of doing things. Yeah. You know, there's always a better way, you know. I mean, I come out this morning and I honestly had no confidence, but I knew enough to focus with what I had and hope I could get the ball rolling. I hit the first one, and I hit 4 out of the first 5 and just got the ball rolling, and then I just kept working with it.
Tim Gillingham, 28 up, our leader here. Tim, appreciate your time, man. I always learn something.
Well, cool. I appreciate, you know, sooner or later you want to beat me, you're going to have to shoot gold tips.